Hey guys, I'm Leanne, the Kiwi Yogi, and today we're going to go through a bedtime routine, especially for unwinding the mind and releasing the body. So make sure you've got your nice comfy pajamas on and make sure that you're ready to really let go or get started on your mat. We all want to be a little stronger. Alright, so let's get started in a nice seated position. So just rest the hands down on your knees, your thighs, and we're just going to start to ground down through the sit bones. Now this can look a few different ways for you guys. So you can either sit cross-legged, you can cross at the shins, you can even sit into a seat or take the feet out in front, soles of feet to the floor. Whatever's more comfortable for you, option to kneel as well. So whatever is comfortable for you, just taking that position now, resting the hands down on the knees or the thighs, lengthen the spine long, shuffle the shoulder blades down the spine, and just gently tuck the chin in towards the mid-throat, lengthening the back of the neck and reaching the crown of the head up toward the sky. I'm going to close down our eyes if you haven't already, and we're just going to start to notice the breath flowing in and out of the body. Just arriving for this time of your practice to allow the worries and the adventures of your day to just fall aside for a moment. Not to disregard them, but to let them just be in the past and to focus on your present. Noticing how those experiences of your day have affected you. And noticing this through the breath. Noticing the quality of the breath as it flows in through the nose and down into the lungs. So try not to alter it in any way here. Just watch the breath as it flows in and watch the breath as it flows out. Try to use your nostrils here, taking the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. This filtration system will help cleanse and purify the breath, but also to warm the breath as you take it in through the nose. And you'll feel the warmth of that breath as you exhale through the nostrils. You'll feel it on the tips of the nostrils if you focus closely. Start to deepen the breath a little here. Taking the breath in a little longer than usual. Taking the full breath down into the belly. In through both nostrils. And then as you exhale, releasing the belly, draw it in towards the spine, press the breath out, releasing the breath out through both nostrils. Let's repeat this a few times, taking the breath in through both nostrils. Releasing the breath out through both nostrils. Try to soften through the shoulders, relax through the jaws. Allow yourself to completely feel and immerse yourself in your practice. To allow yourself to be completely immersed in the space of your breath. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath here, really arriving, feeling and sinking in space. Try and let the full exhale out. Really press the last of the breath out. Slowly begin to open your eyes. Allow the light, the space of your haven in. So I'm assuming that you are in your room, a space where you can close your eyes and rest. Know this is a space for you to really just let go of all your worries and delve deeper into your state of relaxation. So we're going to get into just twisting and bringing out the spine a little from here. So we're going to take our left hand to our right knee, right hand behind the right hip, and fingertips just cupping to the floor. Let's just gently turn over towards the right, looking out over right shoulder. Keep pressing the shoulders down towards the hips and lengthening the crown of head long. Now you'll feel this twist coming from the belly button up. Okay, so moving through the torso as you gently twist over toward the right. Now that left shoulder might want to naturally creep up. Just allow the blade to rest down the rib cage and gently twist toward your right. Inhale, turn your head back to center, and exhale, release the arms. Let's come to the other side as you take your right hand to the left knee, left fingertips cup the floor, and start to gently twist over toward the left. Twisting through the spine, hips stay facing forward and gazing out over your left shoulder. Try to relax the shoulders, pressing them down towards the hips, spine is long, and twisting a little deeper. Just take a few more breaths here, twisting and looking out over your left shoulder. Using that right hand to gently pull and lever yourself over toward the left a little more. As you inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release the hands back to center. From here, take your hands to heart center, thumbs pointing back toward the heart, elbows become wide. I'm going to interlace the fingers and press the palms to face forward. Squeeze the elbows in towards each other. And then from here, float your hands up towards the sky, lengthening through the spine, draw the belly in. As you exhale, you're going to reach the hands over to one side, breathing through the side of the waist. Take a full breath in through side of body. And then as you exhale, come back to center. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, come over to the other side, stretching through opposite side of waist. Feel the back of the neck long. Draw the chin slightly in towards the mid-throat. Come back to center and exhale, release. Nice. Take the fingertips to the floor, just gently resting the fingertips down on the floor. And then from here, you're going to take your right hand up and overhead, taking the hand to top of the head. You're going to have the fingers come down to touch the left ear. And then from here, just drop that left shoulder down and away, and you're going to drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder, stretching through the side of the neck. If you're like me and hold a lot of tension through the neck, you're going to feel quite a lot of tightness or strain through the neck, so just take it nice and gently here as you breathe. Option to take that left hand back and behind you, reaching for opposite side of waist, and draw the left shoulder down. This is going to intensify the stretch if you want a little deeper. One more breath and exhale, release. Take your hands back to the floor. Let's come to the other side. So reach your left hand up and overhead, hand coming over toward the right ear, and just dropping the left ear over towards the left shoulder, stretching through the side of the neck on the right side, dropping your right shoulder away from the ear. It's taking the same option you did on the other side. If this is enough for you, then stay there. Otherwise, reaching that right hand back and behind and taking hold toward the left thigh or side of waist. Drop that right shoulder all the way down. That's going to intensify the stretch. Breathe all the way into the belly. Long exhale out. Nice. Slowly release and come back up to center. Draw the shoulders up in towards the ears, and then we're going to exhale, draw them down the spine. We're going to do a couple of rounds of that. Inhale, drawing them in. Exhale, dropping them down. Inhale and exhale. Slow it down. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Slowly release, rocking back onto your bottom. Extend the legs forward. Now, if your hamstrings are quite tight, then you can take an option to bend your knees. Otherwise, option here if you have a bolster, it's really nice, this restorative kind of practice that you can take a bolster or a pillow or a rolled up towel and place them underneath your knees. I'm going to take a forward fold from here. I'm going to hold here for a few breaths, so make sure you're nice and comfortable. So from here, just going to draw the belly in towards the thighs. So you really want these to meet and keep the spine nice and long. And then as you exhale, you can take hold of the feet, ankles or shins wherever you can, and just going to let the head hang down. Kind of let the head hang down in between the shins and soften all the way over. So you don't have to feel anything overly intense here. We just want to feel the hamstrings starting to stretch and the lower back releasing. So we're going to hold here for about 3 to 4 breaths. So take your time, allowing your body to surrender over and fully let go. Keep pressing the shoulders back toward the hips, keeping the space around the neck nice and long. Feel the belly press into the thighs as you exhale. Take your final breath here, releasing all the tension in the neck. Let the head fully hang down, releasing through the back of your neck. And slowly rising on up. And releasing, popping that bolster out from underneath the legs if that's where if you had one, or your towel off to the side. And then we're going to just come and lay down on our back. Taking the spine nice and long on the floor. All right, let's take our reclined Baddha Konasana from here. So you're going to take your knees wide and the soles of feet in towards each other. Big toes to touch. And this is a reclined position. So I make these small adjustments. I draw my belly in, tuck my tailbone under, and then I let my knees fall wider. Option here, if this is too much for you with your knees, the pressure through your inner groin, is you can place blankets or pillows in underneath the thighs and let them be supported. So you want to feel it through the inner groin, the inner hip flexors, turn the palms to face up and shuffle the shoulders away from the ears. And we're just going to close down our eyes. Let's take about 8 breaths here. Feeling the gentle pressure of the back of the head resting to the floor. Feel the heart open and the outer arms soften. Feel the weight of gravity soften the belly, soften the legs and the knees. Taking your focus here to the breath, noticing where you're holding any tension, releasing the breath out on your exhale, releasing the tension out on your exhale. If your mind is busy, then just bringing the attention slowly back to the breath. Take one more final breath here. Long exhale out. Slowly take your hands in underneath the thighs, or using the muscles or your inner thighs, start to draw the knees back in towards each other. Take the soles of feet down into the floor. Walk your feet out wider and allow your knees to fall in towards each other. So it looks like an A-frame really, where the knees touch and the feet are wide. Just notice what's happening in the lower half of your body. The tension, the resistance, the sensations through the lower half of your body. And notice how the breath is flowing in and out of the body also. From here, just slowly walk the feet back in towards each other. I'm going to release through a bridge from here now. So taking the feet, creeping them in a little closer towards your bottom. So you ideally want the knees and the ankles in one line. If you reach your fingertips toward the heels, you're pretty much just grazing the heels with your fingertips. So just take them a little bit further away. Alright, so for this one, we're going to come through a couple of different options. If you have got your bolster nearby, you'll want to take that. Otherwise, if you've got a block or a cushion, we're going to take a nice rested position here. So option to get started is grab your bolster, and we're just going to squeeze the bottom, lift the hips up, and we're going to place it in underneath the bottom. So the bottom sitting down on the hips, maybe a little further forward, so it's not too high or too low, because you kind of want the pelvis to tilt and be balanced atop of the bolster. Lengthen the legs long, take the arms alongside the body. Just try to keep gazing up toward the ceiling and relax your shoulders down. So it doesn't matter how high your cushion or your pillow is, I'll guide you through this. We just merely want to feel the sensations of opening up through the front side of the body without any pain and extreme discomfort through the lower back body. So try to relax the shoulders down, shuffle the shoulders away from the ears. Let the feet extend long. Letting the front side of the body open up. And let go. Close down your eyes here for about 5 breaths. Feeling the front body just release. Softening the shoulders. Just feeling the sensations of the breath moving in and out of the body. Notice when the tension starts to creep into certain areas of the body once more. Notice what's happening, the thoughts going on in your mind. Perhaps the breath is getting a little short. Try to keep focusing on releasing, surrendering out. Alright, so from here we're just going to take our knees or slide our heels in towards our bottom, bending the knees, take the soles of feet to the floor, keep gazing up towards the ceiling, and then just making sure you squeeze the bottom, tuck the tailbone under, lengthen the spine long so you've got a little bit more of your the lower back, the lumbar spine resting on the bolster now. And then from here, if you're on your cushion, just make sure it's balanced beneath you. We're going to take inversion. So we're going to extend the legs towards the sky and soles of feet facing up towards the sky, and the bottom can rest down onto the bolster. If this is too much for your legs, bend your knees and just take the soles of feet to face up. Or option here is if you have a wall nearby, you can place your legs up the wall, resting the heels onto the wall, or even up onto your bed. So everything here is for comfort. The purpose of this is to have the feet higher than the heart so that the blood that has been stagnant and pooling in your feet and your legs all day is able to drain back toward the heart. Coming back and resting the heart is able to slow down and lengthen out. And then we also call this the fountain of youth pose, because when we're less stressed, when we're able to just rest a little easier, then we don't tend to age as fast. So a really nice one for us to just simply let go. Just having a little play here, feeling the pressure or feeling the sensation as you press out through the heels if your legs are straight. Flex the toes in toward the shin, try to relax the shoulders. So you shouldn't have a lot of weight on your shoulders, it's all in your upper back. There's definitely no weight through the neck. You should have the neck is off the mat or off the floor, and just the back of the head is resting gently down. Close down your eyes here. Let's take another 5 to 8 breaths. Just because you could stay here for 5 to 10 minutes, longer if you liked. If you feel the sensation of the blood draining from the legs, that's our energy pulling back to the heart space. Really try to focus on the sensations as they're occurring through your feet and your legs, noticing the difference of when you first began of how your feet felt to how they feel now. They may feel a little lighter through the legs, and the breath may be flowing a little easier. From here we're slowly going to start to bend our knees, draw the knees back in towards the chest, and then take the soles of feet over to the floor once more as we begin. From here press out through the feet, lifting your hips up, slide your bolster out from underneath you and then slowly start to lower down vertebrae by vertebrae all the way back to the floor. The last thing to touch down is the bottom or the tailbone. Slowly draw the knees in towards the chest one by one, hands at the top of the shins, releasing through the lower back any way that feels good for you, maybe rocking side to side. Beautiful, come back to center, and then from here we're going to get into a little bit more of the outer hips, okay? So you're going to just take the left knee a little further forward, and you're going to pick up your right shin and cross it over top of the left thigh. So you're hugging the knees in. Now if that's not an option for you, you can always take the sole foot down to the floor and then just have that crossing of the hips if that's quite tight for you. Otherwise, drawing the knees in towards the chest, holding the top knee, or even reaching forward for the front knee and drawing the knees in. Try to keep the hips nice and level. You'll feel the stretch down the outside of the right hip, outer hip resting down. Breathing there, full breath in. Long exhale out. Let's take 5 more breaths here. Feeling the outer hip open, release. Nothing strenuous here, just gentle easing of the body to let go. Notice if you're holding tension in the shoulders and the neck, and try to just release it all down. Taking a final breath here. And a nice long exhale out. Slowly release your hands from wherever you've got hold. And then if you haven't already, just release your feet down to the floor. So just one foot, don't uncross the legs yet. And then from here, you're going to press out through that bottom left foot. Squeeze your bottom, lift your hips up and slide your bottom over toward the right side just slightly. And then from here, you're going to pick up your feet or your knees, drawing towards your chest, and then twisting from the belly button down. Have the arms nice and wide, the palms facing down. Press through the fingertips, and you're going to start to twist from the belly button down over toward your right. Make sure your props are out of the way. Twisting through the spine. So if this is too much for you, then just simply uncross the legs, and you can take the variation of the shins parallel and over toward your right. But if it feels nicer for you and you want to get a bit of a deeper stretch, you can twist over with the legs crossed. You can take your face in the opposite direction of the knees and just try to draw the shoulders away from the ears, pressing them down toward the hips. Turn the palms to face up. And then we're just going to close down our eyes for about 5 breaths here. Breathing into the side of the waist, outside of the hip, and the knee drawing over towards the floor. So as you inhale, you'll feel the breath fill up, coming in through the nostrils, down into the lungs, all the way to the belly. You'll feel the belly balloon and expand. So you're going to have this gentle movement, like a rocking sensation through the torso. As the belly expands, you'll feel the body full. As you exhale, you'll draw the belly back in towards the spine, let the knees fall heavier, and then let the twist go a little deeper as the knees drop. So you'll feel like a twisting, kind of like wringing out a cloth. Take a few more breaths here. And long exhales out. And when you're ready, you're going to slowly turn your head back to center, gazing toward the ceiling. And then from here, start to press the palms down into the floor, engage the core, lift the knees back to center. Take the left foot back down to the floor, press out through the foot, lift the hips up and shuffle the hips back to center. Then slowly uncross the legs and draw the knees back in towards the chest. Take the knees a little wider out towards the armpits or sides of the ribs, and allow the tailbone to lengthen down. Awesome. Just try to relax the tailbone down, keep the outer arms soft, shoulders resting down. And then from here, just releasing the feet, come back over to the floor. Awesome. From here, you're going to draw the left knee in now, and just taking the shin atop of the right, crossing at the legs. From here, start to draw the knees in towards the chest, just taking hold of the front knee or the furthest knee, so the top knee or the front knee here. Whatever one you can hold on to. You can even hold in underneath the thigh, whatever is more comfortable for you. So lots of different options. If it's really too far away and you're feeling it through the outer hip, just release that right foot down to the floor, okay? So you want to be able to breathe here. We're going to hold here for about 5 breaths, feeling the outer hip open up and the outer shoulders soften down. And then it's from here, we're going to slowly release the hands, the grip, and take the foot back down into the floor. Slowly pressing out through the right foot, and then shuffle your hips over toward the left and let the bottom rest down. Take your arms wide, palms facing down, draw the knees back in towards the chest, and from here, twisting from the belly button down, take the knees over toward your right. So you can see I've still got my legs crossed here. Let the knee come over toward the floor. Try to keep the shoulder blades relaxing down. So let's just take about 5 breaths here. Feeling the weight of that top left leg feel heavy, falling toward the floor, getting that nice deep stretch through the side of the waist and the outer hip. Take your final breath here. Full breath out. Slowly turn your head back to center, and then turning the palms to face down. Press out through the soles of feet, roll your hips over and draw the knees in. Sole the foot to the floor, press out through the foot, shift your hips back to center, and then releasing the legs, draw the knees in towards the chest, hands atop of the shins, and releasing through your lower back. So from here, my whole lower back is connected to the floor as I've rounded my spine. Draw the knees a little wider if you like. Pressing the shoulders toward the hips, space around the neck. Releasing. And let's come through happy baby from here. So happy baby is taking the soles of feet toward the sky, reaching the hands up, palms facing in towards the soles of the feet as the soles of feet press up toward the sky. So you're really drawing the knees wide of the rib cage and out toward the armpits, and then using the arms, if you can, to draw the knees down towards the floor. So you're opening up through inner groin. It's like a deep squat here, so it's quite strong on the hips, but we want to let gravity do the work here. So we want gravity to press on the feet, the arms, relax through the collarbones and outer shoulders. Try to relax the tailbone down. Take about 3 long deep breaths here, and 4 exhales out. After your final breath, you're slowly going to release the hands. If you like, you can take the soles of feet together, draw the knees wide, coming into a reclined Baddha Konasana hold, drawing the heels in towards the groin, hands atop of the feet or the toes. Gentle wiggle through the hips, releasing. And then from here, draw the knees back in towards each other and take soles of feet back down to the floor. Let's lengthen the body nice and long. Let's prepare and take Shavasana for just a few minutes as we start to really just let go and unwind. So the shoulders pressing to the mat, arms alongside the body. If you like, jump into bed if that's where you're going to go from here. And you can take your Shavasana and drift off to sleep. Otherwise, just resting where you are if you need to do anything else before jumping into bed. And let's just take some mindfulness here. Feeling into the space of your body, taking your arms out wide, your feet hip width apart, toes rolling away from each other. Feel the whole back of the body resting to the floor. Feel the whole front of body softening into the back of the body. The breath becomes soft and smooth, flowing effortlessly throughout the body. The eyelids heavy, closed, resting atop of the eyeballs. Feeling the eyeballs softening into the back of the eye sockets, coming back into the skull. Feel the softness through the face. The jaws relax, the lips soft, tongue relax inside the mouth. Feel that softness travel down the entire length of your body from the crown of the head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Feel the weight of body sinking down, drawing out. Allow yourself to feel all the sensations in the body without judgment, without attachment to how they feel or why they feel that way. Just notice how they are. Just slowly starting to bring your awareness back into the space in which you lay, space of your room, hearing the sounds closest to you, moving from sound to sound without any attachment, without any restriction. And just feeling the sensations of the body. Start to bring movement back into the body by wiggling through the fingers, through the toes, awakening the body up. And if you like, extend your arms up and overhead, reach out through your fingers, point out through the toes, take a full body yawn, pointing and flexing, and then releasing the arms up and over alongside the body, the palms facing down. From here, slowly draw the knees one by one in towards the body, hugging the knees towards the chest, releasing your lower back. And then from here, just take your time. You can make your way over onto your right hand side before making your way back up to a nice seated position. Hopefully you have found time to unwind, release, and now you'll sleep like a baby. I hope you guys enjoyed your bedtime wind down practice. Please subscribe to my channel for more classes coming to you weekly, ending your practice. Together we say Namaste.